Thank you very much, Deputy Presiding Officer. Like others, I'd like to begin by congratulating Shirley-Ann Somerville for securing this debate. It's interesting that the debate is actually taking place in a week when 2 sites in Scotland have been identified as world dark skies locations where people can actually not be disrupted by surrounding light and actually focus on the stars. And maybe that is an additional aesthetic benefit we might be able to get on Saturday night, depending on the success of this particular programme. It's interesting as well to think about the fact that over the last few years, the process of turning lights off and switching lights on is particularly associated with New Year. I mean, every year, Shirley-Ann Somerville talked about it starting in New Zealand and then working its way across to the west coast of the United States. And of course, that's what happens at New Year. You know, the firework parties kind of carry from one side of the world to next. It would be interesting to see how a darkness party, if you like, moves from one area of the world to the next. Scotland, of course, has a terrific reputation for celebrating New Year, and particularly, I suppose, in the city of Edinburgh. And I hope we can get an equally excellent reputation for our participation in this particular initiative. People sometimes are a wee bit cynical about initiatives of this kind, say that it's just a symbolic thing, just a demonstration effort. But I think we do have to look at events like Live Aid in terms of changing people's mind, or more recently the Make Poverty History demonstration that we held here in Edinburgh. The fact that so many people participate in events of this kind and that it's associated with an educational message, and people are actually open to discussion and gathering information about a problem the world faces, and then do something, however limited, about it, it is actually, I think, valuable in itself, and it can have some considerable long-term impact. The Make Poverty History demonstration really got debt relief, development aid and trade matters on the international agenda. And perhaps, you know, this effort, the Earth Hour, can actually help us to get some of the climate change issues on the agenda. The most obvious one is the fact that simply by turning lights off, you can actually improve energy efficiency or reduce energy use, is in a sense an obvious one. But as Robin Harper has said, there are many other things that we need to do. And I really do think that one of the things we have to do with climate change is not just pass legislation, but get people to talk about it and get people to react and respond and look at what they do. It's vital, in my view, that as part of the climate change process that we're engaging in the Parliament, we do actually produce an effective engagement strategy, something that builds on what is already there. Things like eco-schools, eco-congregations, this kind of effort that we have here, and takes it beyond a symbolic gesture, takes it beyond a discussion, and works its way through into changing people's practice. I'm very keen to point out to people that climate change, or adapting to climate change, will involve changes that to some extent people will see as sacrifices. And I think you shouldn't move away from that or move away from a recognition of that. But what you have to do is highlight the fact there are positive aspects of what people might otherwise see as sacrifices in the changes that they might have to make in order to make tackling climate change a reality. So I think we need to move from the process of getting people to switch the lights off on Saturday night to active engagement and to a recognition that they too have a responsibility for making changes. It doesn't all come to government, but that, of course, is not to let Stuart Stevenson and his colleagues off the hook. Thank you very much.